Well, I guess my phone just decided to start recording on its own, which is interesting. I wonder if I made a certain motion that started doing that because I was just kind of looking at my phone, contemplating making the video, and it just starts up. So there we go. But anyway, I am up. It's my birthday, February 23rd, and I am awake. I woke up, which is nice. I mean, I got to sleep. I've been sleeping fairly well. I mean, I slept like really well last night, really well the night before, really well the night before, and I've just been sleeping so well that I've been sleeping till 12, and I've just been completely exhausted, and that's been good. I mean, that's been like very nice. Drinking lots of green tea, that's been helping me sleep. Funny enough, I think that theanine and caffeine and all the catechins and polyphenols are very good for helping my body do whatever it needs to do. At this point, I'm very fairly certain that I'm suffering from some kind of autoimmune disorder. Pretty certain of it. I haven't done the requisite testing to be completely certain this is an autoimmune disorder, but has all the hallmarks of an autoimmune disorder. So I woke up and I came down and I was like, my stomach was hurting, and then I got up from journaling and went puked in the sink, threw up the ribeye that I ate last night for dinner, but it's just what happens. I mean, like my body, I think last time I puked was like 2 or 3 weeks ago or something, like 2 weeks ago. It's just what it is. But basically, I think this is part of the detox process. Like my body is detoxing stuff into my stomach, and in the absence of a binder, like I often take chlorella, but I just kind of removed chlorella because I wanted to see how my body did, because chlorella, it's got some fiber and stuff. I was wondering if it was like feeding bacteria or something, so I removed it. And I was sleeping better, but then puked. And I think again, this is just my body finding the balance between like how much toxins and stuff I can detox into my gut and into my poop at a time. I will definitely be going through my life and rooting out all sorts of bad plastic things. Like black plastic I've heard is really bad, and I have like the components they make coffee makers out of and stuff. So I want to go through and like root out all possible sources of toxicity in a more thorough way, because I think this is just a detox issue. My wife is like, there's probably mold or whatever, but I don't think that there's mold. I mean, I'll investigate that. But my experience taking apart houses, there's usually only mold, but there's water damage. And I don't see any water damage. I think this is just basic toxicity building up in my body from plastics and God knows what else. But yeah, I just so after I puked, I drank a little bit of green tea, brushed my teeth, and had some raw liver, egg yolk, B complex, and a little bit of caffeine just to nudge those on their digestive way, because I'm already up, and oftentimes the caffeine can precipitate sleep, especially if I'm up in the middle of the night, which is kind of funny. But like my grandmother would always tell me that her parents would like drink a cup of coffee and then go to bed. I find tea actually helps me, like green tea helps me go to bed. Um, there's something to this. I mean, it doesn't always happen this way. Like stimulants can definitely disrupt sleep, but there's something to be said for people who have sleep issues being made sleepy by stimulants, and I'm already up, so I figure I might as well like use the caffeine as a little bit of a metabolic booster. It'll either make me tired, it's like 4 a.m. right now, 4:20 or whatever. It'll either make me tired or it'll make me awake. So I can either get the day going or I can go to sleep. So that's kind of a nice benefit. I think I'm gonna release the insomnia course that I filmed last year and did the Sleep Secrets webinar series for. I think I'm just gonna release the entire thing as one uncut YouTube video on my channel, because I like, I think it would help a lot of people. I think I'd be able to help more people doing it that way. And I think that like I see people building audiences with like self-liquidating offers in the way that Russell Brunson talks about in .com Secrets and everything, linchpin, all this. So I see people building audiences with self-liquidating offers, but I just keep on reflecting on my own buying behavior, and like I don't buy courses that are like advertised really. Like maybe like I bought the filmmaker course for like $27, I think. And I went through like part of it, but I don't know. So I just think that ultimately I'm not really trying to like make a buck on the internet because I've realized that's kind of stressful. It's like, let's say I figure out some way to make $1 million selling an online course or something. Like I succeed like crazy and I sell this course for $1 million and make tons of money selling. I mean, I was originally trying to do it to grow a community, but I just kind of like I've been reflecting on my own experience of the internet, and I feel like just putting it out there is the best idea. I mean, originally I was like people like won't like I don't know like why well I was trying to make a I basically was trying to make a living solving insomnia because I have insomnia, and at least most of the time or a lot of the time I have insomnia. I say most of the time I've had insomnia, but no, I mean, I didn't really get it bad till I was like 12, and then I'm like 26 now. So yeah, I'd say not the majority of my life I've had horrible insomnia. I'd say maybe like 40% of my life I've had horrible insomnia. So it just kind of feels like a very personal issue to me. Like I'm just like, not sleeping, like how do I solve this in a way that gives my life a deep sense of meaning so that I don't have to feel terrible for like puking in the sink at 4 a.m. And like I don't have to feel weak because like, I don't like feeling weak, and like having a problem I can't solve makes me feel weak. So I solve the problem. I'm sleeping way better than I was 6 months ago, and this will resolve itself. It's very frustrating how long it takes. Like, but like you can just watch my videos, you can see the recovery process. It's quite remarkable. And I'm just putting all this out there, even though it's kind of embarrassing for me because I'm like, oh, I wish I'd healed faster. I mean, I'm just genuinely very sick with this. Like, this is like, I've been very sick this past year. It's not nice. I would not have survived if not for the help of my family. Like, legitimately, it was very bad. So, like just so bad, so bad. I don't. I'll just throw it out there for all the people still watching. I remember like at one point I ended up like I was driving to my parents' house and I was going in the garage door. I was typing the garage door code. I was trying to I had like serious IBS over the summer while I wasn't sleeping. And I end up just diarrhea. This is like the first time I've shit myself since I was like 8 years old. I just diarrhea like ever. It got like all over the drive. It just went down my legs and like all over the driveway. I'm just opening up about this because again, like I have to live this shit out. I mean, that was the only time I shit myself, but like I have to, I like okay, like I came really close to not making it though. So, but again, like it's like if I have to like live my life with periods of my life with like this much health issues, like I'm just like whatever, like I'm just gonna throw this out there so like the people who need this information can see this, can relate to it, can be like, wow, that guy, if that guy's that sick and he's able to get better, then I'll probably be able to get better too. You will. So that's why I'll share that embarrassing detail. Jeez Louise. um yeah, it was not good. That was like definitely not good. And that was one of my more functional periods during the summer because I was actually leaving the house. So, oh god, that was not fun. Yeah, so that's why I'm just like I'll just share this stuff cuz like I have to live this out. Like it at least makes me feel better when people like leave me comments. They're like, "You changed my life. Like you saved me. You're like amazing." I'm like, "Oh, this is great." Like I love knowing that my suffering means something. It's just kind of like tickles me, because like I don't want to like it doesn't be horrible. Just like suffer and it doesn't even mean anything. It's just kind of like whatever. You're just suffering. Ha ha ha. Like nah, it's not the what I want for myself. So, yeah. So I'm just throwing all this stuff up there, but like I'm thinking about it, and I was like, I probably could have. I'll just keep talking because it's whatever, and you'll probably learn some stuff about business. But basically, I probably could have sold the. My God, I definitely could have sold the webinar, sold in the webinar, and sold the course. But you can see the webinar. It's the Sleep Secrets webinar. You can find that on my channel. Just Google Sleep Secrets webinar. It'll come right up. Or type in the YouTube search. But like, I definitely could have sold this course and like pursued this as a business model and tried to make like a community around this. But I just don't want the stress, honestly. Like, I don't want to have the anxiety of like, how do I come up with new ways to like recruit people? Then like, how do I make it look like everyone in the group's succeeding when that's not necessarily the case? And like, that's like one of the things, like, I've been in like the coaching industry enough to like I want to say, I think the coaching industry is pretty great, honestly. Like, for what it is, it's pretty great. It's a lot of people who just really want to help people. But the problem is that, like, I can't tie my income and my family's ability to eat to other people changing it. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Okay, like, people change on their own time, and I can try to accelerate that by having the sales funnel and this like whole education process and everything. But I also just realized, like, I can just put the information out there and then people will find it. And like, granted, I don't know, I mean, people tell me that like they're improving just following the advice that I give on my channel. So I'm happy with that. Like, I'm like, okay, people are improving with that advice. And that's kind of what's inspiring me to put the course out there. Cause I'm like I'm thinking about the supplements that I'm selling, and I'm thinking about like how to like market them. And I don't really want to use ads. Like, I just don't want to use ads because I get annoyed by ads. Like, ads bother me. And I know that I personally seek out, like, there's this vitamin D. I haven't made my own vitamin D yet, but I will be releasing my own soon because I give this company tons of money for vitamin D. Because the only vitamin D that doesn't have soybean oil in it. And I'm just like, okay, well, I better, or like, just soy derivatives. I could list them all out. D-alpha trisopherol acetate, trisopherols, natural flavors, like MCT, unless they specify it's only from coconut oil. And even then, they might be lying if you call the manufacturer. But anyway, yeah, so I just give this company tons of money, and I sought them out because I went through every single supplement on Amazon to find all the supplements that didn't have like additives in them. And then those are the only ones that I bought, and I couldn't even buy ones that didn't have additives in them. So I just made my own, and now I'm providing them. But I'm like, I don't really need to advertise these because like the whole point is that people are looking for them. And I almost feel like the whole reason that people feel the need to advertise is often that there's nothing really differentiating their product anyway. And that's something, like, I don't feel that way about my product, so I don't feel like I need to advertise in that way. So I was thinking about using the course, like trying to like use the course as a self-liquidating offer to like find people. But I don't know, this all seems very contrived. And I'm kind of realizing that there's really just providing products and services that you yourself would need in a, like, if you are an advanced consumer, let's say, like you're someone who's very educated on a topic and you buy a lot of a certain thing that's very specific because it's exactly what you need, and then you get to a point of specificity in your consumership that you can't even buy what you need, but it's because of your own research, then I think that it's logical for me to conclude that other people are going to need that as well. So I'm not really like looking to spend money on advertising. I'm just kind of like, I'm focusing on like the overall impact I can have, because I'm thinking in the long term, and like most of the views that I'll get on my channel will come in like 5-10 years. most of my sales will come in 5, 10 years, more 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I mean, most people make most of their money after the age of 60, 26. So there's this element of maturation, like things need time to mature. And I'm just like, okay, well, if I put the course out there, Insomniacs will find it. And then, like, at the end of the day, like, I see a lot of these people selling courses and then they have retreats that they upsell from the course. And I'm like, if I put the course out there for free, how many more people will see it? And then how much more successful would I be at selling a retreat? Like Jordan Peterson, for instance, with his biblical series and lecture series he puts for free on YouTube. I think that's sort of the model. Like even his Peterson Academy, I think they should ultimately go charging for accreditation and having it free for use, because even college lectures you can basically sit in on because they don't really check who's there. So I think that people ultimately don't really want to pay for learning. They pay for learning with time and they pay for accreditation. So ultimately I could try to like fight that and I could try to sell the course, but I don't ultimately think that that would be in the best interests of me in the long term. I mean, even the short term though, because I'm investing, I have to think about where my time and energy goes. Like I can spend my time investing in trying to market this course or something, or I can just spend more time creating products that people will want and use that no one else can create. And that's really where I want to go with this. Is I just want to spend my time doing things that are very useful and unique and that no one else is really doing or can do, and really just develop that to like a crazy degree. Like I want to ultimately really like revolutionize, not like revolutionize per se. I mean, I don't, even if I am going to revolutionize, I'm not going to advertise them revolutionizing because it's, people don't like revolutions. But I mean, I'm really looking to like bring some class. I don't know, like bring some sophistication to the supplement industry. At least like my own personal flavor of it, because like I'm me and I use supplements a very particular way. And I think that's really all that there is to it. Like I don't think that I think the decade plus I've invested in research and experimentation on myself and like everything, like I just know what to do in this regard. So even YouTube, like I'm using YouTube more so, like YouTube, it's interesting. Like YouTube doesn't generate me any revenue. And I don't really intend on monetizing my YouTube channel. I'm more just very interested in the technology from the perspective of this is going to be as or more revolutionary than the printing press. Probably about as revolutionary as the printing press. And I just want to be a part of that. I think that that's really cool. So I'm trying to participate in that. I think there's going to be some synergy between me sharing these ideas and sales and business in the future, recruitment or anything. But again, even like Henry Ford, I don't think I have his book within arm's reach of me right now. But Henry Ford spent the latter part of his life just educating people on how to think about these things. And I ultimately believe that like it's like Abraham, like God, or no, to Lot. God said to Lot, I think that he would spare Sodom and Gomorrah if he could find 10 good men, and he couldn't find 10 good men. So in some real sense, like I tried to make money with it. Like I did one webinar and people showed up to it, and then I was like, I think I'll just do supplements because that's what people want anyway. Because I remember they were literally like asked me, they're like, okay, so what's the magic pill this is going to tell me to take? And I'm like, it's actually going to have you make your own supplements and do all this diet stuff. And they're just like, I'll buy it next time. And I'm capping supplements after it. I'm like, what can I give these people to show them the way? And I was just like, oh, I could just give them supplements that don't have poison in them. And they'll take them and be like, why do these supplements work so well? And they're like, ha, now you can look into that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess like I think that there's a really cool thing with the internet in that I can just share information, and that this sharing of information just brings me attention. And then in a long run, people get exposed to the things I buy. It's like Elon Musk, for instance. Like, I wonder what the correlation is between Elon Musk's notoriety and his net worth. And again, I'm not just doing this for net worth. I mean, I'm doing this for like myself, like my soul. Like, I don't know, like if I wanted to just make money, I would just like, I don't know, probably like if I just wanted like pure money, like if I was like only focused on money. I don't know. I don't really know if that fits with like my understanding of myself though, because I have to spend so much of my time researching insomnia anyway. Like if I just wanted to like, accept my situation and be like, oh, I guess this is just what it is, but like I'm paranoid. Like I don't want to just wait around waiting for this to come back. I'm gonna become the number one world expert in this and try to like figure out some synergy between these things. So that's sort of what YouTube is too. YouTube is this is just becoming like a birthday speech, I guess, but like I guess YouTube's the same synergy. Like I'm like, well, I'm figuring this stuff out anyway, so I might as well just share. Like at first I was like teaching people, I'm like, oh, I'll like show people how much I know, and I'm like, I realize like first of all that if I make a really good video that teaches people, it doesn't really get promoted. Like it's not going to get promoted for like 5 years anyway. Like most people aren't going to see my videos because again my channel is like smaller. I mean like it blows up like once a year, so it's going to like have like these spikes and then I get like massive more engagement, but I just realized that like the best way I can teach people isn't by like making some really specific video that like tries to like search engine optimize the click through rate. I realize the best way I can just teach people is just by like me investigating this stuff myself. Like save yourself, St. Francis of Assisi, save yourself, and thousands around you will be saved. So I'm just saving myself, and then I'm just talking about how I'm saving myself. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I just think that like there's a lot of autoimmune disorders out there. There's a lot of problems out there, and I'd like to be a part of fixing these problems. And I ultimately like I don't think YouTube is a business because like books aren't really a business either. Like maybe sometimes they look like a business for a few people at points in time, but like I don't really think a book is a business either because a book, like most of the people who read the book, if it's a really good book, are going to read it after the author's dead. So, like, how's that for like self-interest? But, I don't know. I believe in the persistence of my consciousness. I think that my consciousness is going to be tied to, like, I don't know. I think that, like, I'll be aware of the impact I had on this reality, maybe aware of nothing else when I die. So, I want to have a really good impact on this reality. But yeah, I don't know. What else do I want to talk about? Journaling is really useful. I find journaling and meditating really useful. I can meditate first thing in the morning and get that right out of the way. Love meditating every day. Like it really helps build space for awareness, and it just over months really helps my brain like piece the world together. So, oh. Things and thinking, thoughts of throws. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll just see where it all goes. I think momentum. This is why I think momentum is very important because like I just have so much momentum that I really feel very unstoppable. I also think YouTube is useful because in Stranger in a Strange Land, when the government was trying to invade Jubal Harshaw's house, or he knew they were going to, he set up a trap where that when they arrived, it would go on live television because all who worketh evil fear the light. So the other benefit of having a YouTube channel is like the ability to make things public. So I think it also would make people less likely to try to attack me per se because or sabotage my business and various things because I can put them on blast via my YouTube channel. I don't really know. I don't really know what the point of YouTube is. I guess I like the self-expression of it, and I find that other people benefit from it as well. So, and I like watching other people's content that's like this. Like I'm very interested in other people just trying to figure out life. And I got a lot of value from Jordan Peterson, Elliot Hulse, and probably primarily them that come to mind right now, but got a lot of value out of those people. Alan Watts, Terrence McKenna. So I'm just talking, trying to improve my skill at talking, trying to become a better man, trying to put this all up on the internet for people to watch. And I think I'll release the course. I think I'd like to do that just to kind of like put out information for free, because I think that that's like the way it can have the largest impact, is just make the information free and then make products that are the logical result of what you would want to do with that information once you'd consumed it. That's sort of the current marketing business model that people tend to use, and I think it just works best. I think that's the best approach, because at the end of the day, advertising, I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I don't know. I like advertising. Like, I like just putting out ideas, but I also think, like, people get irritated by that. And I also think it's more powerful if people find you on their own. Like, Elliot Hulse didn't need to do any advertising. And I still watch his stuff because also I was able to discover him in an organic way. Like, I wasn't, and have some video put in front of my face first that I had to watch. And there wasn't like some order. I get to make my own order. And that's kind of how people get to know people. So I think that just by putting these things up, that's the way it is. And I'm 26 and this video is 26 minutes. So I guess that's a wrap.